Welcome back. OTM Live on the
What's
moon.
happening?
Welcome back to the smoke break. I'm Nate.
Chuey.
What's poppin'?
Welcome back. Ooh, I'm a little dark right here.
We back.
There we go. So let's get to sparking.
You know how we got to get started.
Well,
Oh, you know how we
break.
always get started. It's a smoke break, so we got to get started with some smoke. You know what I mean?
Let's make it smoky.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody already tuned in, waiting for us to get started. It's dope. Appreciate that love.
Listen, even in history, a smoky house has always been a comforting house, right?
Oh yeah,
Because of a fucking chimney, right?
Mhm.
Keeps you warm. So it's actually this is a fucking American tradition right here. A hot box. You know what I mean? The original hot box was just to get everybody warm.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Unless you already had like swine flu or malaria, then you were put outside,
yeah. So-
away from the outhouse.
So, yeah, I mean, welcome back to the smoke break. You know, to those of you guys right now watching us on live, appreciate it, super appreciate it. Say what's up in the chat. Let us know where you at, what you're talking about. If you got questions, throw them in the chat. Like we'll get to them as as the episode goes on. If you're watching this replay on YouTube right now, make sure you like, subscribe. You don't do all the fancy little YouTube things. You know what I mean? But yeah, we just get into it.
Yeah, it's just another shout out to Autumn Brands sponsoring the joints today, whether they know it or not. You know what I mean? But they should know it.
They gonna find out. At some point, they gonna find out. It's the same as last time, I think, right? The same strain, the same.
No, this is the orange shit. This is the actual indica.
Okay. So we might fall asleep. It's some indica. You know how that goes.
It's some baby couch lock. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of been a slow week on a lot of fronts.
Yeah.
But one thing that I did read about that was kind of fucking crazy to me, as usual, because, 2021, right?
Yeah.
2021, we switched up a digit. But anyways, we're in the future already, folks. All that shit you used to like in Star Wars and Star Trek, laser weapons, motherfuckers, they're here. I heard the Army has some laser weapons. And I told you about it earlier, and you sent me some shit about the Navy already has them, which is some crazy shit.
Yeah, the Navy's had them laser weapons since, I think, 2015 or something like that. Basically, they just... I don't think every ship has them. I think it's only a certain ship or a certain amount of the fleet actually have it. But when you told me that shit, immediately I thought that makes sense, because what they're gonna do is just have a miniature version of what the Navy has and just throw that on a APC or even a tank as if they put it on a tank, I imagine it'd be like a secondary weapon.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
More of a defense weapon. It'd be great for a tank in a sense, because the tank has its normal turret, right? Where it's just, that shit is just mega destructive.
I get it.
But then the thing about tanks is they're vulnerable to air attacks.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So with this laser system,
super vulnerable too, because
Right.
they're obvious.
right. So with this laser system, they'll be able it'll be like having anti-aircraft capabilities for a ground vehicle, right? But not a ground vehicle dedicated only to anti-aircraft capabilities, which they have. Right now you make it a multi-purpose vehicle.
Honestly, after you sent me the shit, and I thought about what I sent you first and then what you sent me, it also made sense to me. And this is how it made sense to me, was more like this. It was the guys that are developing that technology are probably younger than me at this point. And they've been fucking with laser weapons since the beginning, because the original laser weapon was the fucking laser pointer while you were in class, fucking with the teacher. That's the original laser weapon.
Man.
See, so those kids just grew up,
Yeah.
and now they're just using big ass lasers.
Yeah. Now they just
You know
got
what I
these
mean?
big high-powered lasers.
It makes sense.
It does
it's
make sense,
natural.
though.
It's evolution, son.
It does make
It's
sense.
evolution. It's wonderful.
You know what doesn't make sense though?
What? What's that?
Is the fact that they waited this long. Or maybe it does make sense actually, because maybe
Maybe they did it though.
Well, maybe they just couldn't miniaturize it and get the same power out of it before.
It was too destructive.
Yeah,
before.
maybe. Well, not
To
destructive.
its own self.
It's just, I'm just thinking, just like computers have shrunk, phones have shrunk, right? As technology grows, things can get smaller and they can.
So you're saying like as technology gets better, we're kind of leaning into like micro technology more so than we ever have, because we've always computing's always kind of dealt with like micro technology, I guess, with the advent of like motherboards and fucking computer chips in a sense, and the fact that they became small, because before every computer was basically like a whole fucking server room,
Right. I mean, it was like it would take up this whole space,
Right.
like this whole fucking
Right.
spot.
Right, and me looking up some dumb shit
And then
on
now
Google.
you got this, right?
No.
That shit weighs like what? Not even a pound,
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
right? I mean,
Yeah. That
probably weighs
shit's
as much as a
gone.
frisbee.
Yeah, that shit's gone. You can launch that shit into midair. It's gone. But no, but I mean, even that entire room, they got all hot and shit. Like, me looking up Fondit on Google is fucking doing more damage than that shit could ever do.
Oh my
You know what I'm
gosh.
saying? On my phone. Yeah. My point is just looking up anything stupid.
I
Not
mean-
necessarily Fondit, but yeah.
But you remember how slow internet was?
Oh, yeah. It was deliciously slow.
Internet was slow, but it was fun though. It was like straight Wild West, like
Well, it was suspenseful for sure. Everything took
yeah,
time. You
yeah.
needed patience. The patience kids won't have.
But
today.
even once the speed started to actually get there, the internet was still pretty wide open in a sense where we weren't locked down into these social networks. We weren't locked down into these specific news sources, right? Like everything was pretty wide open.
I always look at that time and kind of regret that I was a little too young for it. But not even young of age. That's my fault. Young of mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we were right there where it's just like you could do anything right now. And you're just throwing into the fucking boiling pot that's gonna become this fucking $1 billion thing. This thing that controls our entire lives. It's basically a part of it.
Bro, what's
Everybody's
crazy
life now.
is there's a whole generation of internet users right now that never got an AOL disc in their mail.
Oh shit!
You
those
remember them
AOL
shit? They
discs,
shit
hell
used to
yeah.
come like every 3 months, like once a
Yeah,
quarter.
and they changed all the time. Like sometimes it was like 10 hours.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
20 hours.
yeah.
Oh, what the fuck?
And you were like, what? I got a
Yo.
couple hours left on the internet.
And it was like a fake ass gold colored disc or some shit. You thought it was popping.
Yeah. Those days were funny. Those
No.
days are real funny. Netscape,
Oh my god, all that. Like
Ask Jeeves.
MSN.
I can't remember what comedian had that joke about Ask Jeeves where it was like you were basically like you were asking like a digital butler like questions or some shit. It was a funny ass joke. Man, I wish I could remember who said that shit. But it was something like that, but it was fucking hilarious,
That's
dude.
awesome. Yeah.
And I mean, I don't like. I mean, even if I knew it word for word, I wouldn't say it back because I don't really like, repeating other people's comedy. Like
You
if
don't
I'm
like
a fucking comedian and shit.
Oh,
I'm
you don't
not.
like
I'm not.
stealing
A fucking,
thunder?
yeah, I'm not a fucking comedian. You know.
Or regurgitation.
But that shit is funny. So like, if you know what I'm talking about, then you know. But yeah, that shit was fucking hilarious.
Yeah. No, yeah, the internet's crazy. Yeah. Those. Even you could just take music off the internet. Like you just had to wait a little while, but you could get music off that shit,
Oh yeah.
right? You just needed more. The problem back in the days, I think, was memory more than anything.
It was. And
That's
as memory got easier and cheaper, then that's really what I think that and processing power is really what pushed, computers to the next level, right? Was being able to shrink memory, right? The space that it takes up and
Yeah.
right? And then obviously the improvements with processing power and
No, and then
all of that.
cloud storage systems changed a lot of shit too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean,
Big
well,
time.
cloud computing now is basically where it's at. I mean, that's all it is now. It's just straight networks and shit and servers and fucking. I guess that's what the internet always was, but now it's in a way where it's like.
No, it's a part of everyday life. Do you
Yeah,
remember
I mean-
back in the day, like there would be people, you would still run into people and that had never been on the internet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there was a time for that. There was a time for
like
that.
they were just like,
Yeah.
no, I don't have the internet. And
Yeah,
you'd be
there
like,
was-
oh, okay. Like you shrugged it off. Now if someone tells you that, you're like, wait, what?
We're like,
Let me see your phone. What kind of phone you got?
they just
You
flip
been
it
on-
out. Flip.
You've been on the internet.
Flip.
Just bring out the whole that military box
They
that you
got
got
the
to
whole
crank.
briefcase and
that
shit.
you gotta
open up the
crank.
briefcase. Man, come on.
Yeah. You gotta hit it.
Like, what are we about to do? Launch a fucking nuclear missile and shit?
Nah,
Goddamn.
but we could talk for a minute.
Speaking of nuclear missiles, you know, fucking, I don't know if you saw this because it went by quick, you know, because the inauguration was so focused on mittens and shit. But there was a funny, well, I don't know if it's funny or not, but to me,
I
it was
like mittens,
to me, it was kind of funny.
Sometimes.
To me, it was kind of funny that, like, everybody was tripping because when, you know, Trump left D.C., he left the White House early that morning, right? And dipped out to Florida and shit.
Yeah.
And when he dipped out to Florida, he took the nuclear football with him.
Okay.
And people were tripping, but I'm like, he's still the president.
Yeah.
Like, he's still the president until the next one is sworn in, right? So if somebody did want to attack us, that's an interestingly good time to do it in the middle of all that, right? Like,
Yeah.
so I think it's important that the person in charge has the nuclear football, right? And I'm sure there's more than one nuclear football, especially in this situation where Trump takes one, Biden's going to need the other in a few minutes, right? So, but I just thought it was crazy because, like, the media was all tripping, like,
Could you explain the nuclear football for people that, like, I guess aren't into politics or whatever?
well, I mean, the nuclear football is just essentially a briefcase that has that where you can arm the nuclear codes and launch the missiles.
Yeah. Nuke
And
it up. Duke Nukem.
and the president, any president of the United States has full authority to launch them. Right? He doesn't. The president doesn't need permission from Congress to launch nukes. Right? That, I mean, because he's in charge of the military, he's in charge of national defense, and ideally the only time you were to ever use a nuclear weapon would be in defense, if you ever were to use one, which
I also feel like Harrison Ford has a nuclear football too, though. I feel like they let him, like, if he wants to light shit up, he's allowed to. I don't know why.
Well, I feel like Nicolas Cage staged the whole Capitol protest so he can go get that Declaration of Independence.
I feel like you're right. He probably has a coffee table
Nah,
made out of Declaration of Independence.
there was a meme where somebody photoshopped him into one of the riot pictures in the background with the the Constitution.
Oh, man. Shout out to Nick Cage, man. You're a wild man. You're a wild rich man. That's crazy. Supposedly he owns raptor teeth or some shit. I don't know. Like, he really collects wild shit.
Damn,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah. He has a whole, like, stuffed person, I think, sitting in his living room. This shit is weird.
Man, speaking of stuffed person, did you see that? Did you see that new monolith that popped up?
Oh, there's another one?
Yeah, but this one is a caveman encased in ice.
Oh, shit. Was it in Encino?
Nah, I forget where it was.
Ah, damn it.
But that would have been way better if it was. Like,
Yeah, I would have been
that would have
like-
been the better joke, to be honest.
Yeah, I would have been. That's Brendan Fraser. What the hell? Womp. Yeah.
Nah, but so Biden actually, now that he's taken over, he signed, like, I forget what it was, like 15 or 17 executive orders, right?
Orders.
But one of the
executive agreements, aren't they called agreements?
no
or some
orders,
shit?
they're
Okay.
just executive orders.
Okay.
But one of them was to allow trans to play in women's sports. So, like, if you were
Okay, like
if you
a
were
dude.
born a dude and you
And
crossed over,
and you feel like a woman, then you could play.
then
a
you could
woman's
play.
sport.
You could play like in the WNBA or whatever.
shit.
So, like, if LeBron just decided tomorrow he was going to be a female, he could just go dominate the WNBA right
He
now.
could be the first NBA player with a WNBA championship. too.
Damn.
Like, I wouldn't.
The real GOAT, huh? He was
Yeah,
like,
he'll be
I
the
want
real GOAT.
everything.
He'll be the
I
real
want
GOAT.
everything, and fuck the NCAA, but I want everything.
Like,
I
Hey,
think
guys.
that was just like, what the fuck, man? Like, why even? I don't know. Like, why even Why?
Because you got to feed into liberal soup. That's who got you in there.
Damn.
So,
I don't want. I'll starve before I have any of that liberal soup.
Well,
I'll tell you.
but you got to start. Yeah, but you got to start feeding it back to the people because they're the people that got you in, right? So,
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it. You just gotta hand it to the base.
That's basically what that whole fucking ordeal's about, anyway.
Executive
like,
orders.
why do we even need to see that?
Right.
Like, why does there even need to see a
Right.
picture? That's fucking parading something.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Well,
that's what's weird.
And then my issue with executive orders too is they're temporary things anyway. Right? So like it would be up to the next president whether to continue those executive orders or not.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So like the next president, let's say, is a Republican, he or she could easily come in and
just wipe shit out. Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Wipe it. Yeah.
LeBron, you gotta go back. You gotta go back to the NBA, LeBron. Sorry, we're not playing no games.
Yeah, LeBron, you better give him back that trophy.
Right?
And the trophy just chills at the White House.
To me, executive orders are fucking bullshit because. Okay, let me talk. Let me get into this. Executive orders are just like hype machines, right? It's just to like send a message to your base that and make it look it's an illusion, like that you're actually doing something, that you're actually getting something done, right? Because the only thing a president can do essentially in terms of like changing laws and shit is executive orders, but they're only temporary. So you're not really doing the work that you're saying you're going to do.
But in a world of media, it's like it's a display of action too. You know what I mean? And they have to do that. Yeah. It's like, oh, I mean, hey, you guys voted for me. Check your shit out. This is. Look, I'm for real. I'm for real, guys. Yeah, of course. But like, I feel like every boss has to do that at every job. You know what I mean? Whether they do it right or not, that's a different question.
Right.
But I feel like they have to try to do that. They have to figure out their team. They have to figure out who their employees.
Well, I mean, I know what the game is, you know, and it's not a pretty game. It's not a fun game to play, and I get it, but
it is dumb to have to see it. Like, who cares? But like also like
the temporariness of your actions is it's empty.
But also it's like this,
empty,
like
empty work.
Did they pardon a turkey this year?
Trump did pardon a turkey. Yeah.
You see what I mean? But it's like stupid shit like that too. Like, what is that? What do you mean pardon a turkey? You know what I mean? They couldn't even pardon your homie Tiger King. You know what I mean?
What did he say? He's like, what did he say?
But a turkey gets pardoned. Come on, man.
Bro. Yeah. I mean,
I forgot what he said.
Lil Wayne got pardoned. Kodak Black got pardoned.
Yeah. It was.
And I'm assuming Wayne getting pardoned was... That's just payment for him endorsing Trump during the campaign.
Well, yeah.
That's an obvious one. Kodak Black, I'm assuming that one was financially motivated because there was a thing that came out that Trump was that people around Trump were selling access in a sense to people that want pardons.
Yeah.
So and I think the going rate was like $2 million.
Okay.
Right, so
I mean that's chump change for
Trump.
But
that's what the mainstream media reports. So who knows if that's even fucking true? But
but do you think?
But what I'm saying, when you see pardons like Kodak Black, who are just, I mean, it's completely has nothing to do with anything, right? Like when you see that shit, and you don't see like Snowden or Assange or Ross Ulbricht. When you don't see those kind of people on there, but you see something like that, then you know, or you can probably safely assume that it was financially motivated.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But like, do you think it was more? And a second question is
more what?
More money.
What do you mean?
Like that they were offering up instead of $2 million, it was more than that.
Oh, I mean, maybe. I mean, but it's all maybe, right? Maybe nobody was selling access. Right? I mean...
But, okay, so another question actually is, do you think Do you think Trump's people hold that much on him at any given moment?
Like influence?
No, money, like monetary. You know what I mean? Not necessarily cash in pocket, but you know what I mean? Ability to move that kind of money.
Like move that money where though? Like into Trump's pocket?
No, into anybody's pocket.
I don't get.
What
I don't understand the
for
question.
influence. For influence.
Like,
is what
are
I
they
mean.
selling access?
Yeah,
Basically?
yeah, exactly. And do you think Trump's people would be capable of it, first of all, before anything?
I think every politician sells access.
Absolutely, but I'm saying his people away from him.
For sure.
Because he's basically the richest president we've ever had.
Yeah, yeah.
And probably ever will have.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That was a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
That was a lesson in that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would assume that they are selling access. I mean, I don't know for sure, and the media reports on whatever they're going to report on, but
yeah, and why not?
My assumption, based on everything I know about politics, is that 99% of them sell access. There's a small few who don't take like lobbyist money, who don't, you know what I mean, or who don't have the power to fucking pardon someone, so they wouldn't even be able to sell that kind of access anyway either. You know, things like that. I mean, but there's always going to be that kind of corruption in Washington as long as we allow lobbyists. If lobbying is allowed, then on his way out. On Trump's way out, his last fucking action as president was to, when he first became president, he put in an executive order. Remember, they're temporary, right? It's up to the next president to take them out, right?
Right.
But they put in place a restriction on former government officials from becoming lobbyists in a certain amount of time. Right, so I think they have to wait like 5 years. Okay. They wanted to make them wait like 5 years or something like that.
Yeah, it's like getting into the Hall of Fame and shit.
His last action as president was to fucking end that. So it was like, so it's like he wanted to stop. In that sense, it feels like he wanted to stop like Obama officials coming in and lobbying the government from, against him. But now he wants to be able to make sure his boys come in and lobby against Joe, right? Yeah. So it makes sense, but it's stupid as fuck. But see, that's what I hate about executive orders.
No,
is
but
they could just fucking
it's just petty,
put them on or take them out, right? However they want, right? Any president can make that decision. So that's the bullshit to me. Like the complete overuse of power is fucking stupid.
No, it's just the reason it's annoying is because it's like a final fucking bit of fuckery. You know what I mean? Like, what is this? And they're really doing that, and it's just like, come on, man. Everybody's adult here. What is this shit?
Right, right.
It feels dumb. I don't know.
I mean, it is dumb.
Yeah.
It is fucking dumb.
At least, like, that's what I get, like, you're trying to say from that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, come on.
I mean, to me, it's fucking dumb. Like, we got to get the money out. We got to get that fucking stupid fucking lobbyist money out, because that's what's killing the country, right? And that's what's pushing us toward this weird techno-fascist state, right? Like, people are complaining about socialism and communism and shit, but that's not who we're really up against, right? Because
do you feel like that's over, like both of those?
I think
like,
that
do you think it's the end of it completely?
No. It's all that is, like, all that talk is just misguided, in my opinion. Like, that's not what's happening, but they're labeling it as that, right? Because people don't understand that when companies are basically running the government, or they're at least in bed enough with the government that they're completely working together,
they have influential power,
but they have power, right, over like, fascism doesn't have to be nationalism. Right, that was just Italy's version of fascism,
Well, it's just an antiquated version of it.
Right. Well, yeah.
Right.
And the thing is, like fascism, it's always said to be like a far right wing thing, but it's really left.
Yeah.
Right. It's really a left wing. It's really another form of socialism.
Right. Well, it usually starts.
I mean, because it's full government control.
Right. It usually starts from a position of socialism, right? Until you slowly convince them that it's important that one entity can rule over everything because it's better for everybody else.
I mean, and then
to
back
just
then,
get things changed and moving. Right.
Back then, it was about National Socialism, right? Nazis. And if you think about Mussolini, I mean, he was essentially, he was super against democracy and republics, and he wanted, they wanted full control. It was a fucking, like, theirs wasn't, I don't think his was like race based like Hitler's was. I think his was more just of a nationalist base, right? And obviously there's a lot of racial tension within nationalism.
Because of that, it became
there's a lot.
Racial. It did become racial.
There's a lot of that in there, right? But for Italy, in a sense, I don't think that was their driving factor like it was for Hitler. Right. But
that was just because they were the ability to attack a different class also though.
But what we have here is not that type. It's not a nationalist idea. It's not a race idea, even though there's a lot of racial issues being played out today. But
racism is going to be involved in all of it
of course,
for a long time.
No matter what.
So
of course.
Just like,
no matter which way you go,
that's
it's going to be in the mix.
You know what I mean?
But really where we're at is we're more going towards like a techno corporate fascist state. Right? So if you think like a lot of sci-fi shit. Right?
Yeah.
Like how we see it in sci-fi, like Blade Runner or fucking
dystopian utopia.
Right. Like where it's the corporations, and I'm not against companies and corporations, but I mean I'm against companies being able to buy influence, to buy regulations, because you know who benefits from heavy regulations? The big companies. Right, because they can afford to handle that shit. They're already in the game. Right? So a lot of big regulations.
It's a safety net for them.
Right. It helps them maintain their monopolies or duopolies.
And that's what I was going to say. That's the problem is the monopolies. And the duopolies.
And they lobby government for these changes. Right?
Right.
So, I mean, that's how I feel shit is right now.
Well,
like, I feel like that's
the same happens in like real estate, right? With gentrification. Right. It's the same model. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's terrible.
Right.
It's terrible. Because there's one big loser and then, there's a big winner.
Right.
All right.
But shout out to everybody still watching. Appreciate it. Say what's up in the chat. Send them in questions. We'll get to them. We promise.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And if you got
anything, it doesn't have to be about government or nothing. It could just be about sports. I got the Raiders tee on.
And if you got your own shit,
could be about space.
Spark it up with us. Speaking of which, let's get on these next ones.
Yeah, talk about some new strains. If you're watching right now on YouTube, please make sure to like, subscribe, share it, hit that bell notification. You know how we do. But
yo, I've been reading this book about trees. It's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, it starts talking about how trees even have they have personalities.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm going to bounce around a bunch of different points because I just kind of sped read it because that's kind of how I do on my first reads now.
Right.
And then the second time, I really try to focus on shit. But, like, when it's shedding its leaves, that's basically the equivalent of, like, a tree shitting, pretty much. Yeah, because it's waste. It's natural waste. And, like, trees based on, like, wind patterns and different shit, they'll change the time of year that they shed, the time based on what part of the shade. They'll know. Basically, like, each tree lets off a bunch of seeds, but probably has only one successful fucking offspring its entire life, you know?
We got a question that says, is it called the hidden life of trees?
Oh, it is called that. Yes, it is called that. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you,
pop
chat.
it.
Yeah, it's a fucking crazy book, right? And then it starts talking about how, like, the roots of trees are like, I forget what fucking term he uses, but the world, he tries to make
is
it
a
like
vampire.
Yeah, Smashing Pumpkins, shout out. But no, he tries to make it sound like World Wide Web, but I forget what he uses because it's probably something related to mycelium. You know what I mean? Because that's how they communicate.
Right, that's how they communicate. Yeah.
Oh, and they can tell trees that are far away about like bug invasions too.
Yeah.
Oh,
I seen a documentary about this kind of shit.
Fucking trees, and we're over here sparking some up. You know what I mean? Shit's crazy. It's a crazy world, the circle of life. Okay, I'm going to shut my fucking mouth for a second so I can just take a couple puffs.
Speaking of trees, we got a lovely, I don't know what it is, behind
Wow. He's going to start talking about a bush that...
We have an awesome plant behind us that has joined us for the last, actually every episode now, I think, so far. Every episode of Smoke Break, this little plant right here has joined us. I have no idea what it's called, but it's pretty dope and it's getting bigger for sure.
I meditated near it after one episode and it's been letting off that green light ever since.
Yeah.
That's not a prop. No. Like all of that is coming from that plant.
It is.
So meditate, motherfuckers. It's good, or at least sleep.
Like
Sleep's
if you really don't believe that it's coming from the plant,
I've also been reading about lucid dreaming.
Oh,
dude, that shit is fucking sick. Like, there's two ways to do it, right? One way to do it, well, at least as described by the book.
Oh shit!
This is by.
See, look, it makes its own light. See what I'm saying?
Oh, what the fuck?
It makes its own light.
Are you speaking to it? Are you whispering to it?
Well, I just wanted to show them that yeah, we have a green light back there, but the plant, like he said, he meditated near it, and now it just produces its own green light. It's weird.
Yeah, it has an aura. Yeah, I mean, it's good energy. Get some fucking good energy.
But it only happens when it's in here, though. Like, when it's outside, it's just normal, like a normal plant. You would never know. It's so weird.
I doubt Superman would come near it, though.
It's so weird.
Just because it glows like that. He's probably like, oh, fuck that. Yeah, no. No, but, oh, fuck, what was I talking about?
Sorry.
Oh, shit.
I fucked him up.
It's because I'm in between, like, hitting this joint, but I was saying I was about to get into some wild shit about something I've been reading, too. Oh, lucid dreaming.
Oh, yeah.
Check it out. So, as described by the book, by, I forget what the first name is, but last name has to be LaBerge. Whatever the fuck that is, but it's like an older book. But anyways, he says that you got to start getting really good at dream recording, which means that every fucking day when you wake up, you got to just try to remember your dream and start writing it. Start writing it. No matter what, don't do shit else. Just wake up and start writing.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
I think I smoke too much weed to dream, to be honest.
No. He's like, you're full of shit. If you think you don't dream, he's like, after you do this, you're going to get so good, you're going to remember a few dreams you have. Like, shit. So you start unlocking it. And then the next shit, he's like, it's just basically some inception shit. Like, look for key shit that has to change because you got to remember that your brain's creating all of it.
Okay.
So your brain can't replicate squeeds exactly. Like, it's going to make them look close. But, like, let's say we were looking at this laptop screen, right? Like, it's like once you're in the dream, look away from the laptop and look again. But make sure you think about it enough that you do it. So he's like...
Interesting.
So he's like, now here's the crazier trick. Now in real life, you got to get used to asking yourself, am I dreaming? And I'm like, damn, I never thought about like that could be a trippy thing, but that is a trippy thing because if you do it enough, you're gonna start fucking with yourself. You know what I mean? Like, it's a dangerous place to be thinking you're dreaming. Imagine you're at work and you're just like, oh, it's a good dream. I'm gonna just fuck shit up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though that's why weed is good, people. You need to fucking slow down, calm the fuck down. But anyway, yeah, so that's one way. And he's like, the second way is really fucking hard, though, is you kind of just meditate your way into it. You just lead yourself into it, which is full like Leonardo DiCaprio, like Inception shit.
Yeah.
Like, he's just like, we're going in. We're going in. And then, you know, before you know it, he's fucking riding on the back of My Little Pony or whatever the fuck. Because we know what real dreams are like, okay? Inception, don't fucking play with me. Dreams are fucking weird, man.
Dreams are weird, though.
Sometimes you do just want to wake up.
Sometimes I do dream, though, but it's so rare, bro. Like, it's so rare that I have a dream that's strong enough that I remember that I dreamed when I woke up. Like, it's rare. Like, it happens like...
Oh, yeah. Nowadays, yeah, because it's just exhaustion.
Maybe 3 times a year.
And also you're waking up to go and do some shit.
Yeah.
Like, most of the time when I'm waking up like that, I'm like, fuck, I got to go to work. Or somebody's awake that I got to tend to or whatever. So, you know, it feels like traffic. It feels like traffic of the mind. Like, I'm just running into too much fucking shit that I gotta do, and then it just blows my anxiety out the roof, and I feel my knees sometimes. You know what I mean?
So we got the chat blowing up a little bit here.
Oh, what's happening?
Hall to Leave said, I tried getting into writing about my dreams in the middle of the night. It was pretty trippy and hilarious.
Oh shit! It
said,
what do you have for us? Can we hear one of those dreams?
They said, I did it for like 4 days. It's definitely hard to get into.
Yeah.
It makes sense. That makes sense, right?
Yeah,
like, because
I
mean, I can barely even remember any parts of my dreams if I ever even have them.
I feel
so to even get into writing it down, it would take
honestly,
me years.
I feel like reading books like that, even if they're old. Like, even sometimes I read some books that are like old medicine, but they're like from the 80s. Like, I think it's important because it makes you think about it more than reading an article about it. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, some articles just really get you up to date and really fucking, you can learn a lot and they can lead you into other knowledge. But sometimes when you're reading a book, you're like, fuck, but just the way he's writing this in the details that he's putting, even if they're fucking kind of cheesy, if it's like written in a cheesy ass way.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, nah, that's actually pretty fucking hard. Because I feel like if I just read an article or some shit, like...
You better follow that motherfucker. Sorry.
Hey.
I feel it, though.
Right.
I feel it. Like, it's just like...
It's different.
Right. It's like a whole different fucking... Nah, I feel it. It's like a whole different wavelength and shit.
Yeah, it takes you there.
Let's see. Bean said, I wrote them down for a week and took the notes to a psychic.
Oh, you're doing that? Hey, that's that Santeria. That's that Cuban in you, right? Right? That's that Santeria. You do some wild shit. What would you? I don't even want to know. Actually, I was about to ask you, what'd you find out, but I don't even want to know. We're not getting into the fucking the black magic and shit. Not today.
Oh man, the chat is popping right now. So my girl's in the chat and she said the plant is actually called Alcuba japonica.
Oh,
so
okay.
Cuba, look at that shit. Cuba and Japan, like what?
Okay,
But wait, but she calls it Sagan because of the cosmos yellow spots that the leaves have.
And that's really what it's called, or that's just
that's what she
just
called
what she named it.
Yeah.
Oh, shout outs to all right, Sagan. Yeah. I mean, Sagan's out here chilling, but
and then she also said that I talk shit in my sleep.
Oh shit! Okay, that's good. Let us know the shit that he talked in the chat. Yes, that's perfect for the chat. Thank you. That was very insightful.
And Beat said, they probably dreams in blockchain. 011001.
He instead
Yeah, I dream about money. You're right. I do. I dream about money all the time.
Instead, when he dreams, he plugs into just the matrix, like just the data matrix, and he just floats there. Like, oh, okay, you know.
Oh man.
Everybody kept telling him it was Ether till they invented Ethereum, and then that was done. Yeah.
Oh man, that's so funny.
Unfortunately.
Oh shit. That shit just caught me off guard. Like the chat is popping. You guys got it popping in there right now. I love it. I love it.
No, but what kind of plant was it? Okay, on the YouTube replay, put the name of the plant up here, like so people could read it, so they could look it up.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
So for y'all that are watching this on replay on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell notifications, you know what I mean? But then down in the description, we'll put the name of the plant so you guys can actually check it out on Google or whatever.
Yeah, I think it was like Cubonica japonica.
Alcuba japonica.
Oh, okay. I was totally off on the first one, but yeah.
It's AU Cuba. So it's like gold Cuba japonica.
Okay.
It's like a gold Cuban in Japan.
Okay. That sounds like some crazy dragon shit. To me, it sounds like some crazy dragon. You know?
The common name is the spotted laurel. Nah, I don't like that one.
Yeah, laurel.
I don't like that one.
What is laurel? I feel
that's one of the
Laurel Canyon.
Like that's one of the times where like the Latin name is actually better. Like I can't pronounce it, but it sounds better.
Sometimes when you can't pronounce it, you just gotta tell people that you talk fast. You know what I mean? And you just go shit. And you're like, damn, I just said some whole wild shit, and they're like, what? You're like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Your ears will get better.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll get off the plant for now. You know, we'll let the plant just glow in the background and do its thing for now.
Let plants be plants, please.
Yeah.
Stay away from the plants.
Yeah. So today kind of sucked because Liverpool lost at home after 4 years of not losing at home.
Yeah, but did they really lose at home? And yes, of course they did officially. So it's going to go down. It doesn't matter. But Anfield is not Anfield without the fans.
Of course.
And you guys can quote me on that forever.
Anfield is not Anfield without the cop. You can empty out the whole arena, but if you fill up that cop with fucking 500 people, just 500.
Yeah.
In the cop? Oh.
Yeah. Come on.
Liverpool's winning like 4-0, dog.
Come on. It's not even a challenge at that point. So it's like, no, that's silly.
Yeah.
So
but they need to get it together because we're slowly turning into Arsenal real quick. So
no, but that's how I get that makes people upset. It definitely makes me upset. But it's also the very fucking exact reason why we love the Premier League.
Yeah.
Because in the Premier League, just like all the fucking top leagues in the world, it takes fucking solid defense to win the title. That's it. It's that simple. You can talk to Man City. You can talk to Spurs.
And not even just it needs defense. Like realistically, like good leagues, teams don't really win back-to-backs often.
That's what I'm saying.
Right? Like good leagues, right? No matter what sport it is. Right?
Yeah.
So, you know.
People that compared it, and it does hurt me to say it a little bit, but people that compared that shit to City were totally wrong. Like, especially if you look at those lineups. The shit that City had available on the bench every fucking match is incredible. The fact that they didn't win the champs, that's some City shit. But that's more of a Pep thing than anything.
Yeah.
And he's just stuck there. So, yeah.
They're still stacked, too. Like, that's what's crazy, too, is they're still stacked. City. Right? But But De Bruyne is going to be out for a couple weeks, so he's going to miss the Liverpool game.
Well, I heard he wants out of City anyway.
Yeah, it's
We'll
cold,
see.
man. It's cold up there.
Yeah.
These dudes can go play in Barcelona, dude. Like easily. Like go enjoy some nice warm Mediterranean
Beaches,
weather.
yeah,
You know what I
some
mean?
beaches, yeah.
Like
Some
crazy.
ceviche.
Right.
Ceviche, some paella.
Some paella.
Some paella on the beach and shit.
They could easily do that.
Ah, damn. That sounds really fucking good, actually.
Yeah.
What's the best fucking seafood you've ever had? Or what's the craziest shit you've ever had? Cause my son wants to eat a live octopus. I know he's wild. Cause he saw it on fucking a documentary when he was young, and he got interested in it because they do it in Korea.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Crazy.
Yeah, and even over there, it's not like it's common. Like it's still like some black market shit. You know what I mean? But some restaurants might do it.
I mean,
because you risk that, because that shit's still alive on its own. Those are independent fucking.
I mean,
tentacles,
I think anytime you get
choke
seafood
you.
from a food truck, you're living on the edge anyway. So I think that's crazier than just eating a live octopus. To be honest.
Anytime you get seafood from Long John Silver's, okay, or Joe's Crab Shack, you're fucking risking your guts, okay? They might just come out of your ass and wrap around your neck. That's how bad that shit is. They'll fucking choke you out. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah, that's fucking wild. That's living on the edge.
Nah, but today I actually had shrimp tacos from a food truck today. So I was living on the edge today.
Wow.
I was living on the edge
today.
today.
All that shit.
I was living on the edge today.
Talking all that shit.
Today I had time for them shrimp tacos. But the way they do these shrimp tacos is it's weird because like it's not like shrimp tacos like you're thinking. It's shrimp tacos like it's fried shrimp, right? But it's
I thought you were gonna say some whole other fish.
the whole taco is fried though. Like it's like they fry the whole taco. So inside the
like a gordita,
like,
or
like sort of, but
or like an empanada.
No, but like a taco. Like
what?
It's like a hard taco, like a hard shell taco, but they fry the whole thing together.
Okay.
Right?
So it's nice and crispy.
And then
greasy.
they put your vegetable shit on after. You know, like pico de gallo, sour cream,
right.
blah, blah, blah. But it's fucking like mashed potatoes and shrimp, and they fucking deep fry that shit.
Oh shit.
And it's low key bomb, and they do it every Thursday.
Wait, they deep fry the mashed potatoes and the shrimp together? As it comes out as one piece? Deep fried, or they deep fry them separately, you mean?
No, like the
whole taco gets deep fried?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So they put it all in the tortilla, and then they deep fry it.
Whoa, where the fuck is this place at?
It's the taco truck that comes to work. It's not as bomb as it sounds. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Oh, okay.
But it's bomb for that truck. It's like their best.
You can't be telling me stories like that while I'm smoking.
No. It's not as. That's why I saw you got real excited and shit.
Well, I saw it like one of those old school commercials, like those old school like Carl's Jr., Jack in the Box shit, where like the shit's getting tossed in the air with water, and then meat sizzling on a grill. You know.
Right.
And you went to that shit, and it was like you just got a bun, like 2 buns. Like, where the fuck's the meat?
Oh man!
They're like, we don't sell meat on Tuesdays. What the fuck?
Like, what is this?
This shit don't say it on the menu.
Chick-fil-A shit. Y'all just closed. You're just closed today you're just closed.
Nah, all the workers keep the meat on Tuesday, but we got breads.
And when we come
get breaded.
When we come into this second cam over here, like you could just see how hotbox the room is. It's just all the lights just completely diffused.
Yeah, I kept thinking it was like, a little bit of something with the camera, but it's just like,
it's so
man,
smoky in here. It's just diffused. That's so funny.
It's just blowing up over here. Wicked. Hey, how could I turn on the chat over here? Is it possible?
Yeah, you just gotta go.
Do you know how to log in?
Yeah, you just gotta go to Twitch.
All right, I'll go to it and then you log in.
All right.
Just to make it quick.
Oh, you're already in, fool. So all right, click on the thing, and then Stream Manager, and then bam, it'll pop up there. So you can't see anything that that's already been said, but anything that comes in now, you'll be able to see.
Okay,
Yeah.
guys. All right, we'll be better with the chat now.
Yeah.
If anything else is gonna come in.
Yeah, that's probably something we probably should have had set up in the first place.
Hey, you know what I saw? That was crazy as fuck. Well, speculation. Speculation. My favorite kind of killation. Which, that's a lie. It's my second favorite, of course. But anyway.
Wait, what's your first favorite?
Oh, you know.
Accumulation. What is that anyway?
Accumulation. My favorite kind would probably be E-Jack. Oh, man. Well, you asked for it, so you got it. Oh, man. Welcome to the inoculation. All right, people.
That shit. Hey, actually, I didn't even think about that. Like, I wasn't trying to set you up. I really just.
Man, I know
I
when
set myself up for
when
that.
I realized you didn't, I was like, oh, he really doesn't know. Holy shit. Damn. Okay.
That was funny. That was fucking hilarious.
No, but speculation, right? My second favorite. To be clear. To be quite clear. Anyway, speculation had it that Rocket Man. Remember we were talking about Rocket Man on that last episode?
Yeah, and not Kim Jong-un.
No, not Kim Jong-un or Elton John. We're talking about Rocket Man over Palos Verdes and fucking flying by LAX. It happens to be just drones that are fucking flying around like a mannequin dude.
You know, after you sent me that earlier, like I looked back at the video and to try to see if it was like the same, like the same general shape of the picture you sent me, like because at first I was not skeptical that didn't exist, but I was skeptical that that's what that was.
Okay.
Like I really wanted to believe it was a person, but then after looking at it, and mind you, it's stupid blurry, so you can't really tell either way.
Right. You're just looking at general
general shape, right? It looks like what you sent me. I got sad. I was like, damn. Like it low-key looks like what you sent me for real. So I was like,
yeah.
That's wow.
But it makes sense now.
It makes way more sense.
Because when I saw that, I was like, I don't not believe that the technology exists. I think I even remember the first time you sent it, like, damn, that's fucking dangerous or something like that. Like, you got to be out of your mind to be flying that fucking high.
That's what I thought. Like, I thought
by yourself like that.
Crazy.
It doesn't look like the way that pack looked, at least on that fucking blurry ass video, is like, there's no way you have a parachute. And if you do, it's got to hold up that big ass fucking thing you got on your back.
Right.
Like, that's not happening.
Right.
Do you have an eject button? And I doubt it. That's the technology I doubt regular people have, is like an eject button. You know what I mean?
Right.
Unless you're Robert Downey Jr. But I have seen that the military had like some crazy Iron Man technology, which isn't like flying shit or anything, but they have this full face mask. It looks like it has these microscope lenses, like a bunch of them like that.
Oh, yeah, that's like night vision.
Yeah. Oh, for real? I thought it was Tusken Raiders.
Nah, it's night vision. I forget what it's specifically called, but...
Nah, but dude was wearing it in the day, just walking around.
Yeah, because people are retarded.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's one of the dudes that was at the Capitol? He was out there with night vision?
Probably.
Oh, man.
In the middle of the day, he got night vision and shit. It's fucking hilarious.
Well, that's how people learn to see into the future, supposedly. Yeah. It was with great light.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard of, like, monks going into rainbow body?
Yes, I have. And you could go into rainbow body, too, and let me tell you how.
How's that? I'm trying to do that shit for real.
So there's this Oregon startup company called Silo Wellness, and they have created a nasal spray that takes the guesswork out of microdosing.
Oh. Really?
Yeah. It stated to take the guesswork out of microdosing by delivering a precise amount of psilocybin with each pump, and the company believes it's just a matter of time before it can begin selling the spray in the United States.
Oh my goodness!
They make it in Jamaica actually, because in Jamaica psilocybin mushrooms are not illegal, so they can actually make it there. So they're working on it there, and they're trying to get it as the states. Right, legalize it. Cities and states start to legalize it, then they want to offer it as a function instead of right. Because I mean, think about it. The downsides of mushrooms are actually eating the mushrooms.
Well, listen, we got a new psychedelic drug on our hands, people. No, the Jamaicans went from, smoking. So like Jamaican me lazy to eating shrooms now, Jamaican me crazy.
Jamaican me crazy.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. But like microdosing spray, you know how great that'll make like average workplaces. Like if everybody had access to a little microdose, it was just like, ooh, right now I hate my coworker. I want to take this stapler and just staple their nape. I'm going to just staple his nape. Boom, right when I walk by him. I don't care. And then you're like, oh, and then you really think about it. You're like, calm down. But if you had that little nasal spray, you'd be like, shh. You'd go and start stapling some papers for him. You ain't gonna staple no napes. You're gonna go like, hey, you need some stapling done? I got an extra stapler. We got it going. No. That's a beautiful thing that shrooms are gonna come into the stream like that. I think shrooms are super important. Super important. At least, well, consumed properly. We've already heard the first shroom horror story, right?
Right.
Wasn't it a guy that injected himself with
I just posted the link
to
that article that I was just talking about for you guys in the chat, so you guys can check that out. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and check in the description. I put it down there.
Cool.
So you guys can check out about this nasal spray and try to keep up and see what's going on with that too, because I'm interested in it as well. So I figure some of you might be. But yeah, that to me is that's next. That's the next $1 billion company right there.
I was thinking right now, do you ever think somebody would ever create psychedelic? I feel like they were. It's not even a new invention. They probably already existed in ancient tribal times, but psychedelic poison darts. You know what I mean?
We just start shooting each other with.
Yeah, just at work. I'm gonna get Tony. Hold up. Shh, stop! You're shaking me. And then you just go and help them so you get your dart back. Yeah. Hey man, these mosquitoes are wild, man. What's happening out here?
Mosquitoes are wild, boy.
No, but the mosquitoes out here are wild. It's something to be on the lookout for. If you live, if you live anywhere, I feel like mosquitoes are everywhere, right? They've outlived the dinosaurs.
Oh man, I fucking hate mosquitoes, dude, so much. Yeah.
Isn't that where they got?
I just as far as nature goes, I just don't know what their purpose is.
No, they're. What do you mean? They're parasitic insects. Yeah.
And then
they're carriers.
But what fucking eats them and shit?
What?
Birds eat them or something? Something got to eat them,
Yeah, of
right?
course birds eat them. Spiders eat them. Yeah, all kinds of shit. Eat them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck them bitches. I hate mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Fucking
don't worry, mosquitoes are a nice snack for somebody. But they don't live long anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. They come and just do their devilish deeds because they don't have long to live. Imagine if you were just born into the age you are right now, and it was just okay, you're born into this world. You got 48 hours. Do whatever the fuck you want.
Well,
what would you do?
Try to figure out where I can get that nasal spray from.
Okay, that what if it didn't exist?
You know
yet?
what? If
you only
I-
have 48 hours.
Then I'll
If
do
it
like-
can't get invented in 48 hours. You're fucked on that.
Then I'll just do what homie did and just inject myself with mushrooms.
and become spores.
Dude, that was a crazy story though. You
Yeah,
seen
that
that,
was
right?
dumb. Yeah.
What the hell is wrong with people?
That was
bro?
dumb, but look, guys, that was gonna happen no matter what. That has nothing to do with psychedelics of that form.
People
like
are
that
crazy,
psilocybin
man. People
could
are
never
crazy.
harm anybody like that. Like I've never heard of anybody overdosing on psilocybin.
People are crazy, bro.
But like, why do you need to inject it? Like,
For
like
reals.
that's the whole point of it. Is like you need to take your time with it. It's almost like a meditation,
right?
in a sense.
Like,
And like to want to just shoot it right into your veins.
like
is
that means
what's the
that
rush?
means that
Calm down.
motherfucker was shooting up other shit.
Oh, of course, and that's why it was very natural for him to just go there.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's not a natural like thought.
No,
like,
it's not a natural inclination for anybody to just be like, "Oh man, I,
I mean,
want to get into
figured
that
he would
drug.
have
Let me shoot
smoked
it."
it first.
Well, yeah. Who's ever like thought like, "Hey, I got a syringe and some weed."
First of all, who the fuck just has a syringe? Like, where the fuck did you even just get the syringe from? Like, first of all,
Yeah, that's true.
what'd you do? Just fucking stick a turkey baster in your asshole and shit? Like,
Yeah,
it's just
man.
fucking. That would have been a better option for him.
I mean, yeah, from that part in Turkey. That might be the final part in Turkey.
Nah,
that
oh, for
should
sure.
That should
Dude.
be a thing that they get rid of turkeys. Like, stop pardoning the
Joe
turkeys. Eat that
Biden is gonna
motherfucker.
fucking pardon fucking every animal he can and shit. It's gonna be Animal Farm and shit in this bitch in a minute.
What if he pardons
4
mosquitoes?
legs good.
What if
2
he?
legs bad.
What if he pardons mosquitoes?
I will fight every single mosquito. Fuck it.
Do you remember-
I'll go out swinging.
Do you remember the Tabasco commercial where like the mosquito would go and suck the dude's blood after he put Tabasco on his pizza?
What the fuck?
Yeah, it was a Tabasco commercial where like a dude would have a pizza on the porch, and it,
yeah.
and it even showed the bug buzzing thing.
Right? It was
Yeah.
like in the South or something. Like,
Yeah,
you could
and
tell,
dude
like, it
was
like
just
a southern
like,
little ranch
yeah,
or
and he
something.
just poured a bunch of tobacco, and then he did that, and it was just like, zzz, it showed it land on its skin.
It was like, boom.
No, it blew up like a whole explosion. Like, it was just like, and it was just like, skloof. Oh, man, commercials back in the days were awesome, but only because we didn't have a choice.
Man, commercials might actually be good now, but I don't watch TV and I pay for YouTube, so I never see commercials really.
You
I have
got
no
you
idea.
got really upset about commercials right now.
Yeah, fuck commercials, man.
Okay.
I'm not a fan.
Okay, I'm
not a
feeling.
fan. I mean,
I'm
I would direct the commercial, like I would make a commercial, but I wouldn't. I don't really
Okay.
like watching them. I'm just spoiled because of the internet, to be honest.
All right, but let me tell you something. Like, I could feel that you're a little angry, and I don't like that negative energy. So I think we need to spark another joint.
Oh,
to
run
kinda,
that.
to kind of get you smooth
Run that.
again.
Run
All right,
that.
yeah. We can we bring you? I'm trying to get you to glow like that tree back there. You know what I mean? The Cubanicus, Cavernicus, Japonicus, right?
Oh man, yeah. Whatever, whatever you want to call it,
Well,
Playboy.
we'll figure out the name of it. We'll figure out the name of it one day. But I just barely learned that shit, and it's just like it's gonna take me a couple tries. You know?
Yeah, like so. While we do this, let me just check in on that Bitcoin price, because today Bitcoin took a crazy dive. Let's see. Okay, we hovering about 31,000 right now. Not bad.
I heard rumors of double spend.
Nah, that was just FUD.
Double spend.
It was just FUD.
It was FUD? FUD
Yeah.
records?
Yeah.
Okay, but listen, can you explain to the audience what double spend is and why it's controversial in Bitcoin?
Well,
Or in cryptocurrency, sorry.
yeah, any crypto really,
Yeah.
but if it were to happen on Bitcoin, it would be the end of Bitcoin.
Catastrophic.
Yeah.
Catastrophic.
Mhm.
So that's why it's controversial. It's the biggest villain, I guess.
Oh yeah,
Right?
because you would just get liquidated
Right.
anytime you moved your shit. basically like a double spend is like the same transaction happening twice on the blockchain, but based on, well, I mean, what blockchain does, how it's structured, how the mining process works or the staking process works, how all of the transactions are actually processed, right? Like it eliminates that ability, right? And Bitcoin was designed pretty fucking well, with that in mind.
Well, it's what makes it ultra secure, right?
Right.
It's what gives it its security.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
The way that it processes the transactions, not only the security but the accuracy as well. So what happened?
Right.
What happened in this
transparency?
Right.
The transparency.
So what had happened was, two identical transactions popped up, and miners compete with each other over blocks.
Okay.
Right? And this one went to two different miners, I believe, and one identified it or solved it before the other, something like that. I'm not exactly sure of how this works, so don't 100% quote me. But basically, the two miners competed for this block or these two blocks. And the one that was processed and accepted by the other nodes was the one that went through, and the other one stayed stale. So the blockchain technically worked like it was supposed to. Basically, what happened is it was probably like a glitch on like somebody processed the transaction. It was probably a glitch on the.
You mean
on
like the
platform.
same way like sometimes bank transactions
will
like,
double,
will double in the beginning,
right,
yeah, and that's why they tell you
exactly
don't reload the page now.
Right, exactly.
And back in the old days, they never told you to not reload the page, and you'd be like, "What the fuck?" Because the internet was so slow.
Right.
And then you'd get charged like 3 or 4 times.
It's exactly that. I mean, it's basically that. So, in theory, like if it were to go through, if both were to go through, then there'd be a very serious issue going on, right? Because you can understand
it destroys the whole integrity of blockchain,
right? Or at least Bitcoin's blockchain.
Okay, yeah.
Right. Not
Fair.
all blockchains.
Fair, yeah.
Just
blockchain technology in itself is already ultra secure.
Right. And the more decentralized it is, the more secure it is as well.
Yeah. Well, that's what gives it its transparency.
Right. That too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, everything worked like it was supposed to. It was just and it's funny because the article or the tweet that first put this news out went viral. I mean, viral in the crypto world, right? Enough to send crypto people in sort of a frenzy, right? And I saw this today on BitBoy Crypto's stream. Like he pointed this out. He pointed this out.
BitBoy.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm alright with that.
If you guys want to know who BitBoy Crypto is, he's just one of these crypto YouTubers that he does a live stream every morning. And yeah, I'm at work, so I put that shit on because I want to hear about the market while I'm working, right? So I just listen.
Okay, shout outs to BitBoy. Whoever BitBoy is, shout out.
Yeah.
Get that. Get your bits.
But yeah, I heard that today and shit. That the tweet went viral, and then they had a follow-up tweet, I guess a couple hours later, about like what actually happened. They're like, oh, it appears to be blah 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 blah, right? Like a quick like.
So basically, any
time.
What
I'm saying, that shit. Nobody's seen that follow-up tweet. That was the issue. Is the main tweet went viral, and then the follow-up tweet correcting their own information.
Switched it up, and nobody
saw it, right? So
nobody wanted to play that.
It started the frenzy because there's a lot of fudsters, right? People that put out false information, right? And they ran with that shit because it was good for them.
But check this out. It's funny, but These motherfuckers didn't lie to us. They called it social media from the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah, this is not a game. They knew.
Oh, yeah, they knew.
Yeah.
They knew for sure. They knew.
They knew. They knew what was coming. Like I was telling you earlier. Remember I was telling you earlier, it's just like the thing about 2021 is like the way I finally started thinking about it after I digested everything is just like, oh, it just feels like it's a lot of things are pretty crazy and very different and changed over a year, but I just feel like it's what like 2025. Like we just took a leap to like what 2025 was going to be. And instead of like a slow, gradual get to everything, like we just leapfrogged
it was like
all that shit.
I mean, it was like, remember
2020 leapfrog.
Remember a couple weeks ago when I talked about the happening? That's what Corona was. The Corona had the happening for fucking authoritarianism.
Yeah.
It just fucking half that cycle, and we just jumped forward a bit. Like, oh shit.
Oh, and anyone that's never heard us talk about crypto, like, it did take a dive today, a little bit. I mean, a lot of it. Like, some people probably got nervous.
I mean, enough to make scared hands scared.
Yeah. Sure. But remember, well, that's why. It's like, for beginners or anybody that never even heard us talk crypto, like, just remember, it's a long game.
I mean, so I can tell you this. My portfolio itself dropped to, I think, about max 25% today.
Wow.
It dropped off the board 25%.
Sheesh.
Right.
Oh, my goodness.
But I mean, I didn't sell. I actually bought more. Buy low, sell high.
It's the name of the game, folks.
Right. I mean, when you see a fat drop like that, like 20%, 25%, oh, you better fucking buy that shit. Or, well, you better check if it's one coin that does that shit out of nowhere, that's probably not a good thing. You should probably check to see if there's some news on the reason why that shit's dropping by itself. But when the whole market takes like a 20% dip, in the middle of a bull run, this is when like all those motherfucking institutions and all the millionaires come in. That's what they come in. This is when they come in now, right? This is when all the fucking strong hands come in. This is when the big money comes in on these moves. The whales, they accumulate all this scared money. See, what happened was Bitcoin hit all-time high. Right? Wow, awesome, great. Then it leveled out a little bit under its all-time high. It leveled out, played there for about a week or 2 weeks now.
Right.
And then Ethereum shot up to its all-time high.
Okay.
Right? And then it kind of came down, and then it's been coming down.
Hold up. I think we have a question about Bitcoin in the chat. The first question is, why do you think it went down?
Well, that's what I'm talking about right now.
Okay. And then the second question is, does it have to do with the new administration?
Okay. Yes and no.
And that's by user, I hope I don't get this wrong, but Chelso. Is that your girl?
Yeah, but
okay.
I don't know how to pronounce the screen name either.
Okay,
so
sorry. Sorry. Apologies. You have to tell me how to say it for next episode, but okay. Does it have to? So okay, there you go. Does it have to do with the new administration or not?
Like, that's gonna be one of those little good clip moments right there. That whole stutter step. Yes and no. I mean, what we just talked about right now was the double spend, right?
Yeah, double spend.
And how the people fudding the information, spreading the FUD, right? These Elmer Fudd motherfuckers, right? Like, they spread this misinformation, right, in order to drive the price down so they can accumulate at a better entry point, right? Accumulate more on this run on the way up, right?
Yeah. So
the new head of the Treasury, Janet Yellen, she's the former head of the Federal Reserve. right? I believe under Obama, right? And
So that's a wrap for any kind of business, for sure. Small business.
so, but the other day she came out in an interview coming against cryptocurrencies.
Of course.
She wasn't. She said that
I never
majority
expected her to
majority
like
of the
anything
transactions on there are illegal.
Oh, I got banged on in the chat. You're right, though. I continue though.
But
shit.
so, I mean, and this is not new. That's something that's not new for Bitcoin or for crypto, is government officials coming out negative against it. But every time that happens, the price goes up.
Well, it will, because it's a direct, I guess, rival to like fiat currency.
It is,
right?
Yeah,
And
as
that's
a reserve currency.
And that's and that's the problem. As long as it behaves in that manner, right? Which it has its own natural inclination, meaning organically it's gonna do that. Of course, that was its purpose, right? Yeah, they're gonna fight it.
Yeah, of course.
They're gonna fight it, but
they're not
it's
really
gonna
do
get
nothing. They're not. They can't do shit.
But
There's
it's
nothing they
gonna
can
get
do.
to a
It's too
point
late.
where they're just gonna buy in and they're gonna try to take over from the inside.
The signal is out there. It's
which
too
is
late.
which is what they do. Yeah, I know, but just so everybody knows that it's also an awareness of that. Like, it's not ignorant to the fact
Right.
that there's definitely an infiltration that and not only, like, it probably may or may not have already taken place, but it will take place at some point. And they just need to prepare to fucking repel against it. That's it.
But all right,
Which is
so to
highly
get to
possible.
that first question is, why do I think it went down?
Why'd it go down, down, down?
Because every bull run, Bitcoin has a 30% dip. It's like fucking clockwork, and we need it to go back up, to go up higher. And after, like, this drop from fucking basically from 40 to 30, right?
Okay. 10%.
That means we're definitely going to fucking 50, most likely.
Okay.
More than fucking likely. Yesterday, Grayscale Capital, they bought, what was it, like fucking, oh man, I can't remember the exact number, but it was very high. But I'm going to just round out at 10 times the amount of Bitcoin that's mined per day. They bought that 10 times the amount that's mined per day in one day.
Jeez. Okay.
So,
And that's
am I
the
worried?
whales? And
That
that's the
that
whales?
is a, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
essentially, that's not. I mean, fuck, that's like bigger than a whale. A whale is just like somebody who got, like 1,000 Bitcoin or a couple thousand
Oh, okay.
Bitcoin. They bought.
I didn't realize a whale was that small, actually.
That's actually very big. Think about 1,000 Bitcoin.
No. I get it.
30,000?
No. I get it.
Like, to
I
hold
I
that
just mean,
long, fuck, man.
No, I know. But I still imagined a whale like someone that got in long, long ago and had like hundreds of thousands, maybe.
I mean,
You know
a
what
whale right now could be like 100
but
Bitcoin.
But 1,000 or 100, I get it.
Right.
No,
like
that's a lot.
whale right now could be 100 Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's a lot.
50 Bitcoin maybe.
50 Bitcoin's a lot.
Right.
20
But
Bitcoin's
realistically,
a lot.
like 100, 200, 500, that's like whales for sure. Like a majority whales are probably that.
Okay.
But no,
That's good. That's good to put it
Grayscale-
into numbers like that, though. I like that.
I mean, Grayscale has like, oh man, I forget what it is. They have.
What's Grayscale?
They're just an investment group,
Okay.
right? And they just they're just holding Bitcoin. They have their own like investment trust, and it's just
Okay.
yeah, it's just
They're
Bitcoin.
getting their bits up. I get it.
Yeah.
Bitcoin's the first revolution, at least in digital currency. For sure, right?
What now?
The first revolution in digital currency?
What do you mean?
Like, it feels like it's probably gonna be the first of many to come as things evolve on the net.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like the first of the big money institutions.
Right,
to
right,
recommend-
exactly.
Yeah.
Of institutions that just become completely
Oh
independent.
yeah. I mean,
And decentralized.
like
yeah.
PayPal's in the mix. Fucking
Right.
Cash App is in the mix right now.
Right.
They're all buying, but who's buying the most right now is Grayscale. I think. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Right. So there's 15 hours ago there was this article that says Grayscale purchases 32,710 Bitcoin in 1 week.
Holy.
8,762 Bitcoin in 24 hours.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like a whale. Like these fools are trying to own the world.
Yeah, they're getting their bits up.
Right. They're gonna own the fucking planet at some point.
Yeah, right
with
now
that shit.
Elon Musk is the richest man in the world. This guy's gonna be the bittiest man in the world at some point. Get your bits up, or what do you call a Bitcoin millionaire or billionaire?
Crypto millionaire, I guess, or whatever.
A
Grayscale purchases
cryptillionaire?
$600 million in Bitcoin in 24 hours.
What?
$600 million of Bitcoin in 24 hours.
Fuck me sideways. That's
And the price is
crazy.
going down?
I mean, yeah.
The price is going down because these motherfuckers are just selling it all to them.
Yeah.
And they're bidding you down all the way.
And they pumped
So
it,
if you're a
and
whale
they
and listening to
pumped-
this, I don't know why you would be, but if you were, why the fuck are you selling to them? Hold your fucking shit and let that fucking price.
No, but also
back
that
up.
pump up is what dropped it so dramatically too, don't you think? Because that was a pretty quick pump.
Well, yeah, I mean, but that's
It's
like I said, we
unsustainable.
always get those 30% dips anyway throughout the market. That's why, like, when it first hit and it was like at 10%, I messaged y'all. I was like, 10% is nothing for Bitcoin. It'll go to 30, and then look what happened.
Yeah.
It went to like 25 today or 26 or some shit like that.
Mm.
At least when I looked at my shit, it was at 26.
Yeah.
Right? I was like, God damn.
That's the game, people. Hold on to those Bitcoins or whatever coins you got.
You know?
Hopefully you got some good coins.
But yeah, today I feel like for me was a good time to buy in, and today I actually bought Chain Link. So we'll see how that goes.
When I was a kid, my dad and me went to Home Depot and we bought Chain Link.
You made a fence and shit.
Yeah. I didn't think it was possible either. It's like the type of shit where like your dad tells you some shit like that, like, "Hey, we're gonna build a fence for the house today," and you're like, "What?" And everybody out there maybe is thinking like, "Oh yeah, build a fence with my dad, like a wooden fence." Like, no. Like I'm talking about like a real chain link fence. Yeah, it's honestly not hard to do, to be honest.
Nah, I mean when you buy all the shit, all you gotta do is put the post in and fucking wrap the fucking
and wrap
thing.
the shit around. You just need like some good like those heavy duty pliers, the big ones.
Yeah. I mean
you
that's
could
it.
twist it around. Yeah.
Fence
I
is
mean,
easy.
there's probably even much easier ways now.
Chain link.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
chain link fence is easy.
Chain link. You could chain link anything.
I mean that's what it's meant for. It's meant to be easy.
Oh, you could chain link anything. Because I thought about it like if we ever got in a zombie apocalypse, I'll chain link the front of the car, like the windshield. Just wrap some chain link on that bitch, right? All right, am I right or am I wrong?
I mean, that's
Like, I
interesting.
mean, it's not the greatest fix. It won't stop the glass from breaking, but it won't shatter, right? It'll just kind of just cave. You're like, ah. I feel like the chain link will just hold it like that.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's a wild guess, but fuck it. Chain link anything, right?
that'll work.
I'd go to Home Depot and get some chain link, right? Don't confuse that shit with chicken wire. That's different. Chicken wire, your shit will get caved in, and then you'll just be crashed with chicken wire wrapped around. Yeah. Damn. Yeah.
That's funny though.
Yeah. But since you were talking, this shit popped into my head when you were talking about Bitcoin, but you were talking about dips. And then I just started thinking about dip. Like, what's your favorite dip of all time? Of all time.
Like,
But like a single kind of dip.
like, what do you mean? Like for like chips and shit? Like chips and dip type dip, or
Ooh, how many categories of dip do you have?
like dipping sauce for like chicken nuggets or something? Like what?
Fuck,
what kind of dip
man.
are you talking about? You talking about the dip on 168?
No speed bumps, none of that road shit. I'm definitely talking about some fucking culinary dip. You know what I mean?
Culinary dip.
Yeah, you dip, I dip, we dip.
Like
Dip.
artichoke dip?
Yeah.
Spinach dip?
Ooh, artichoke dip. Wow. Yeah, spinach dip. Yeah. Yeah, watch shit like that. If you want to say ranch, say ranch.
Or what
man.
about?
I don't care.
Or what about my mom's bean dip though?
No, that's good, but then like that's why when I thought about it, I was like, we got to take out multi-layered
That's
shit.
what
We
I'm
have
saying,
to do
right?
single.
That's what I mean. Like,
We
I'm
have
trying
to
to
do
figure
like
out like
we have to
where
do
we're
like
at here.
2 or 3 toppings minimum.
But
How
like,
about that?
if it was no regulations on how we go,
Oh, it's definitely your mom's, hands down. And if you guys don't know, oh my God, hold on. If you guys don't know out there, this guy's mom makes the best bean dip
So
in the
good.
entire world.
and she's funny too, cause she'll be like, I don't even know why you like this, and then I'm like, oh man, it's so good, like it's like my favorite shit.
It's weird, but like, what is it? Like, how many layers is it? 7-layer dip, right?
I don't know,
Legit.
something like that. Yeah.
Oh my God, with the olives, the sour cream, the cheeses, all of that delicious
Yeah,
shit.
it's so good. Yeah, it's so good.
No, but it's weird shit like that because when I was young, like, we had those like microwavable, not microwavable, really. You were supposed to put them in the oven, but sometimes we were just lazy, man, when you're broke and there's like 3 people living in one little ass house. And you got one little busted ass microwave sitting on a side table.
Right.
We'd make these little chicken cordon bleu things. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I remember those.
And they were so fucking delicious. Like, I was totally obsessed with those shits for a while. And now I can't eat those shits for nothing. Like, they're so gross. But it's shit like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's just like
No,
your
it's so
mom's probably
gross,
tripping
yeah.
like
Yeah.
that. But you're just like, whoa. Because I can imagine, like my son probably getting into some shit like that and me not understanding it anymore. Like, what the fuck? But honestly, like, I always made him try everything before he said he didn't like it. And so he eats pretty good right now. Like, he eats everything exactly pretty much like me.
Right.
You know what I mean? He eats hot sauce already, salsa, all that good shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Any kind of Hispanic foods, any kind of seafood, all that good shit. You know what I mean? What's your
Yeah.
favorite kind of seafood? Do you have like a favorite kind of fish, or is it always like shellfish?
Nah, favorite fish easy is fucking salmon or trout. But I gotta catch the trout.
Okay, but you don't have to catch a salmon.
But I don't
Salmon
gotta
from
catch.
anywhere.
I could fuck with any salmon pretty
Okay.
much. I mean, obviously, I want some fresh, good salmon, but
Okay.
yeah,
So basically, I want to talk to salmon, right?
yeah.
Just like that?
Or I mean, tuna's good too, but not that canned tuna shit. I'm talking about like
No,
real tuna,
no.
tuna
Like
steak.
almost like some medium rare or some rare tuna.
yeah.
Oh,
Just lightly seared on the outside is
fucking
great.
boy.
Like a tuna steak, lightly seared on the outside.
honestly,
Straight.
that's
Perfect.
a dream that I remember and I feel like I wrote down. Like, I dreamt that I fucking caught a tuna right out of the ocean and
That's
bit
crazy.
the fucking side of that bitch. I swear, and it tasted fucking good. And that's when, and folks, this is why lucid dreaming is important, because that's when I knew that shit was a dream. I was like, no fucking way, man. No fucking way. But hey, dreams are beautiful, man. They show you how beautiful your soul is on the inside, eating tuna and shit. I love eating seafood especially. Calamari.
Chain link is down 15%. Yeah, I know. Thanks for reminding me, Playboy. Appreciate that. Super appreciate that. But I tell you what, I'm only down 7 of those percent.
Oh my.
Only down. My chain link is only down 7 out of that 15%. I'm not really tripping. It's going back up. The reason why I bought chain link today is because I saw some shit
battery.
I saw some shit about that they might be and this could be fake ass news, but I'm not tripping because it'll go back up enough where I could just sell out if it is fake news at some point. But that they and Swift is what all the major banks use to transfer money. They and Swift are working on a partnership of Swift adopting Chainlink's blockchain setup, but they're not their blockchain because Chainlink is on Ethereum, so it's an ERC20 token. But
Okay, so then it's on Ethereum's blockchain.
pretty much.
Okay.
But the deal is to run through Chainlink's fucking design.
What do you think?
But I'm just saying, Swift handles like a fucking $250 a day. Think about that.
Yeah.
So if they even take a 1% out of that, like Chainlink fucking moons.
Yeah.
Right? If Chainlink were to handle 1% of that shit, Chainlink just fucking moons. So, yeah, buy a little bit of that shit. I wasn't tripping. I'm not telling y'all to go buy it though. Don't do that. Do your own research. I just bought this. I bought this fucking rumor. It's not even confirmed news, right?
I got a question for you. I
that-
got a question for you.
I might have this saying backwards, but I thought it's buy the rumor, sell the news.
Maybe.
So if
But isn't it one of those that it means the same thing backwards anyway?
yeah,
So I got a question for you though. That's kind of related but unrelated.
okay.
Both at the same time. What do you think the fucking first coin looked like? The first coin ever, not digital coin, just coin, mankind currency.
Like the first piece of currency
Yeah, because like,
or the first minted coin.
the first piece of currency. Yeah, the first piece of currency I care about more.
The first piece of currency could have been.
No, not the first piece
Anything.
of currency. I mean the first like physical minted coin, I guess. It could have been like a wood chip or whatever though. I guess that's why I kind of strayed from that. But I don't mean currency because I think the first way that people kind of like took down shit was just written down. I think it was just shit written down like debts and shit like that. Like, hey, this person's going to pay this much eventually. And hopefully they fucking paid, you know what I mean? But this is wild times.
That's a good question. I haven't really gone down that path, and I think I will by next week now because that's pretty interesting. That's a good question. I have no idea. I don't even know how to answer that. Like Because
just talking about coins, it made me think that
Because
shit.
when I think about coins, like old coins, they obviously think about Roman shit. But it's like I start thinking but what did the Greek use?
Yeah.
Right? What did the Egyptians use?
I feel like the Greeks were similar, but I don't know what the
those are
Egyptians
just the
used.
big civilizations, right? The
Right.
big fucking groups, right?
Yeah.
Like what did smaller groups, farmland
like
groups
Mesopotamia and
use? Yeah, like what did other people use? That's an interesting question.
Yeah. And how long did they use different currencies? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because if currency's just going to have a whole entire new face, like I'm starting to wonder now, the more I learn about like cryptocurrency, I just want to learn more about the history of currency.
You know what I think too?
general.
Like, as I imagine that currency was never really centralized until it became a part of a state, right?
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Of course.
So maybe what we seeing right now in cryptocurrency is a lot like what they were seeing in early, monetary systems as well, right? Very decentralized types of currency, right? Like this group has something, this group has something, and it's not necessarily on a barter scale, but like above barter, right?
No, but you're right, because the barter scale probably could have got flooded with like, especially if you're doing barter in like, let's say an ancient marketplace, like a monarch could very easily be like, hey, these certain people get these spots.
Right.
Right?
Right?
Mm-hmm. And that destroys that system the same way.
Right.
So it's like now
that's like what you have right now today, actually.
Right, exactly.
Right? Like
so
that's lobbyists and government.
Right.
In corporations,
right. To put it all
the
together.
regulations, like we were talking about earlier, enacting regulations that keep the little guy out and down.
Right, to put it all together right there, and maybe to them developing an actual currency where they're like, hey, we could go around it because if you pay me in these, I can perhaps give you more.
Right.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Or fresher shit. Because then I could use this to pay for something else. or
Right,
give
'cause you
something
gotta-
else on our network, our own network.
Right. You got to imagine, like,
And then that got taken over.
you got to imagine that at some
It's
point,
coming.
like, the state came
Is it
in
coming?
and fucking changed the game and fucking centralized the currency, right? Just like they
Right.
did in, Rome, just like they did in Greece, I'm sure. I'd really like to see what Greece and Egypt use as financial, like, what were their financial assets?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, did they have gold coins and shit like that? I know they had to probably fuck with a lot of gold, but like, what did the fucking, like,
What about just the Aztecs?
I was about to say, like,
The Mayans?
I wonder if they had a concept of currency too, though, right?
They absolutely had a concept of the value of shit because they would dress themselves
I
with
think-
a lot of like shiny metals like gold and emerald and
I wonder if
Different
they
things.
had actual currency or if it was just straight barter.
I think it was currency, maybe not in a sense of a printed coin, but actual like the metal. You feel me? I feel like that was important too, and of course regular bartering. Like, hey, I'll give you some corn. Hey, as much as people
But-
don't want to hear it, I'll give you my
but
wife.
But
That
like
would
the
sometimes
metal
work
and
for
shit
them,
would
too.
be bartering too. I think. I don't think that it would be
Oh, I guess, yeah.
right, because
like it wouldn't be an absolute currency.
right, because not everybody
Yeah.
would, or not even a large group of people would even use it like that, and you wouldn't trade it back and forth. It would just go
Nah.
to like whoever fucks with the metal, right? Like, and
Nah,
you're gonna trade
and
that,
prob-
and that dude's gonna trade you for that, whatever, right?
Yeah, you just go to the guy that
Shovels
makes
and
jewelry.
shit to go get that or whatever.
Yeah, you just give it to the guy that makes jewelry, and he makes more money, and you become the peasant. You're the peasant, because they did have hierarchies in those civilizations
Right.
already. But yeah, that's funny because no, I don't think they had printed coins, but I might be wrong. They might have had coins, but that's funny because see, I don't even know about those, and I know a little bit about those cultures, and I never thought to think about what currency they were using. It doesn't
Yeah.
honestly, it doesn't get talked about a lot
not
in
enough,
most history. Yeah,
right? Not
Yeah.
enough.
Well, I mean, we could always investigate it, so I'm not gonna
course.
just blame all.
But
of
I
that
mean,
shit.
generally,
But
in the,
you
in
know
the
what I mean.
documentaries and
Yeah.
the shit that you see, or
or
books
when
that
you're
you
in a
read,
history
like,
class,
right.
yeah.
It's not always fucking. They don't go.
I
that
mean,
much
they
in
will
detail.
talk about it, but that's it. They'll
But it's a
either
gloss
just say
over.
if it
It's a
happens,
gloss
it
over.
happens.
Yeah, it's just a
and if
gloss
it
over.
doesn't, it doesn't.
But I'm really interested in how that worked out and where I wonder who had the first like centralized coin or the first centralized money. That's
Yeah, I wonder
interesting.
how it looked and what it was made of.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah, legit.
That'd be interesting. But see, they didn't do that shit in Back to the Future. They saw Biff become president and shit.
So did we. But yeah, that's crazy though, man. Like that was a good question. It was a real good question.
I mean, would you ever buy a self-driving car?
I mean, yeah, I will at some point because I won't have a choice. I think at some point
No,
I
I
won't
know.
have a choice.
I
but,
know, but
How
do you feel
intentionally
about it, I
buying
guess?
one, I wouldn't buy one solely for that reason.
okay, forget about that. Just how would you feel about being in a self-driving car or owning one, I guess?
I mean, at this stage, I'd still be a little nervous, but I think in like 5 or 10 years, I'd be completely comfortable.
Okay.
What about you?
I mean, I get it. I feel like there's something cool about it, but like, I don't feel like I could take a nap. But I feel like if something's driving me, I'll want to, especially if I'm going to work because my commute's a little long.
Right.
So it's just like I might take a nap, and I don't trust that. Like I feel like that's the kind of nap you don't wake up from.
Right. Right.
Probably. Could be, but I mean, whatever. Like I said, like you're just gonna have to get used to the technology. But yeah, I feel like that's minor regular shit that could happen to regular people that ain't even trying to fuck around. So I can't even imagine like teenagers with that technology and all kinds of shit like that. You know what I mean? Like people doing foolish shit.
Well,
with that.
Just today, actually, I saw I saw this story about this dude who he set up like a bed in the back seat. I think it was. I mean, yeah, it had to be in a Tesla, duh. But I think it was just like a regular like Model S or something. And he put like the back seats down so he could lay into the trunk. And it had a blanket and pillow and everything, and just like did a video. I swear on everything.
And while the car was driving, get the fuck
Auto driving itself wherever the fuck it was going.
Okay.
Right? So
case in fucking point, I guess.
I mean, it already happened. Your worst fear just already happened. Like,
yeah.
It happened. Like, I saw the article today and shit. It's just funny,
but
like,
the worst shit for me is like, doing some shit like that. Like me just knocking out in that shit.
Oh, and you would too. Your ass would.
Yeah, because not wanting to, not being like someone that's just like, I gotta crash out of my car now while it drives. I'd just like, it would just lull me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, this is real good right here. What are we listening to? Oh, my God.
Especially like
That's
if
good.
especially if you getting high or you were already drunk or
and that's the other thing. Like it would probably I'd probably get drunk more places that I wouldn't.
like
More often now.
I don't want an
Because I
auto
know I gotta
driving
ride.
car until I can actually do that.
What?
Because at some point it'll get so good that you will be able to just knock
Of course,
out, right?
and you'll even tell people that that's a good choice. I get what you're saying. Like
So
it'll
I'm thinking,
flip. Like
I'm thinking like
take-
10 years,
take the
5
bubble.
years, 10 years. I think we'll get there.
honestly, this is what I think. This is what I fucking think. And whatever, it gets saved. Check your shit out. I think that everybody's gonna get. You remember the fucking Segways, right? But instead of a Segway, it's kind of like a Segway. But it has like a door that opens up for you to walk out, and it's just a shell around your body, and that's it, like a glass kind of shell around your body, and everybody drives their own. And everybody drives your own, and it's super safe because it's fucking COVID safe and virus safe,
Right.
and whatever. And you could even get shot with like some. In case you feel like you got infected, you could go into your pod and get disinfected.
Shit.
Like some antibiotic just sprayed into your face. You know what I mean?
Right.
All kinds of shit. Like I feel like that's where we're going to be, and that's going to kind of be a self-driving device that kind of just takes us everywhere. And we're not even going to have to walk anymore, dude. Like we're not even going to fucking walk. And then what are we going to be? We're going to be back to little squid people that we evolved from. Didn't we evolve from squids, right?
Is it squids? Nah.
Hey, man, we evolved from some kind of... Yeah.
For
It's
real?
either squids or
thought it was
fucking crawfish.
I thought it was like salamanders or some shit.
Oh, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Hey, you know...
tadpoles and shit.
What the fuck?
I mean, you think about it. Think about like sperm
and shit. That's true.
Right? I mean, that kind of makes more sense than...
So you
fucking-
think we're fucking frogs, dude?
Probably something similar.
I
have
heard...
no idea.
No, seriously, I heard someone ribbit the other day, though.
Yeah, I have no clue, man.
Those ribbits. Nah, but I don't think we're frog people, because I've seen some nasty shit on frogs where fucking babies blow out of their back, dude.
What the fuck?
You never seen that? Because the babies hatch out of their back, and I think it's the male, and it has all these open holes on its back, and you're like, oh, what the fuck's wrong with that frog? You think something... like, it looks like cheese grater. It looks like a fucking cheese grater back, and you're like, oh, that's fucking sick. All of a sudden, you see little faces pop out, like, whoop. What's good out here? Who got them sandwiches? Oh, man. And, yeah, it's gross. I mean, I'm making it sound a little bit cuter than it is, but it's fucking gross.
That's funny.
Yeah, frogs are fucking... Nah, we can't be frogs. Nah, humans are pretty fucking gross animals.
Oh, hell
Compared to other shit, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
The worst.
Yeah, we're pretty fucking gross.
The worst.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I guess on that note, we'll probably end this episode here tonight. Shout out to everybody that stayed with us in the chat and just made everything really fun tonight. If you're watching this back on YouTube, man, make sure you join our live stream every Thursday night and hop in the chat with us. We're on Twitch. The link is in the description.
We're getting better at the chat, too.
man, like
Yeah, we had some good involvement in the chat today. It was nice.
We having a good time. So definitely want to do that. Make sure also if you're on YouTube, you know, I've been saying it all episode. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, thumbs up, all that. You know what I mean? Comment, tell us, you know.
What does your shirt say though?
Last call at the Coliseum.
What is that about?
It's about Oakland Raiders last season in Oakland before they moved to Vegas.
Raider fans.
Man. All right. We out.
Yeah. Let's on that note. Peace. On the move.